If you've been watching the news, reading the paper, been online at all over the past week, you have heard about the recent suicides of teenagers in the United States. Now, we know this has been going on for a long time, and we know that this happens, but for some reason right now, we're hearing a lot about it. I had started to blog about this, and every time I did some research, and I looked at links and all this, and all I could do was write down my angst, my anguish, my anger, my sadness, and on more than one occasion teared up about the reality that we have failed our young people. When we don't create communities where they feel safe, where they can experience the ups and downs of life and not feel like their only out is to kill themselves, if we have done that as a society, then we have failed. And you and I can't allow that to happen. I'm the father of 3 daughters, and I know there's going to be heartbreak and disappointment for them. And I hope that we create a world where their schools and their churches or their faith communities or wherever they hang out with people that we trust, their families, that it's a place where they can experience all of that and know that on the other side of times that are really hard, there is goodness and hope. But you and I have to change some of the ways that we behave. You and I have to figure out what it means to be a community that truly cares for our young people and offers a safe space for them. As I did my research about the bullying, I've included some links below, I realized that it really comes down to a couple of things that happen in our schools that you and I have to put a stop to. Most of the bullying seems to take part when people are put into situations around their sexuality. More than one occasion, it's girls being called whores or sluts and being ostracized for perceived understandings of who they are in relationships. It's cyberbullying that goes on. It's this constant putting something out there about somebody that who've been labeled as a certain way. As we know, the teen suicides that have happened recently have all been around issues of homosexuality. They've all been this idea that somebody's gay, and so we have this right and this privilege to bully them. But more than those things, because we know that bullying has always happened, and in some form it always will, but we've offered no outlet for our young folks to move into some kind of healing and some kind of recourse. We have adults that, in fact, continue to allow the stereotypes in their own language and voices and messages so that there's a tacit approval for degrading women, for degrading folks who are perceived to be gay, are gay. We have allowed this to happen as adults. So you and I have to change. And I don't say this because it's going to be somebody else's kid. I don't say this because it's just what we do, because things are happening right now in the United States, and so we jump on this. But I say this because you and I all have a role. You and I have a role in our families, in our schools, in our communities of worship, the places that we've committed to raising children, to make sure that there's always a place where our young folks can go to feel safe. Now, I'm sure the parents of children who commit suicide most probably had no idea. And, I think that we're raising our children in a way that would never be something that they would think about. But if it ever got that bad, if it ever got to the point where one of my kids was feeling like this is their option, there better be a place where they can go. That's school, that's their church, that's a relative, that's you. You have a responsibility, I have a responsibility to every child to create spaces where they can go to. Because I could probably bet that somewhere, somehow, each of these young people reached out to someone. And they were either told to toughen up, they were told this happens to everybody, they were told it's okay, it's probably not that bad, they were told something that said to them, this is not a place I can go and share how I'm feeling, and so the only option I have is to take my life. That is not acceptable. For any of us that would blame them, that would say that our language and the way we think about GLBT folks, the way we talk about women, has no impact on the world, we're seeing day after day young people take their life just because of the way that we approach both of those things. You and I have a responsibility to raise our young folks in a way that builds community, that strengthens the world, that increases the hopefulness of humanity. I want my children to participate in a world that provides healing, that provides justice and love. I don't want them to experience a world that says we can bully you to the point where you'll take your own life. So, just a dad trying to figure out what I do in this world. I'm a dad, a pastor, a person that lives in a community, in a school, in a city that raises our children. So what are you going to do? Not all of us are going to get on a hotline. Not all of us are going to get passionately involved in this particular issue. But yet we all have opportunities every day to say to young people, not simply that it's going to be okay, but that you and I are going to be there through the worst of it so that we can walk to the other side and be there when it's okay. So I challenge you to be that person in the community that stands up and says bullying is not okay, how we treat our girls is not okay when it degrades and demeans them, when kids tease people about their sexuality, it is not okay, because you can talk theoretically about them, but what we're seeing now is that the theory is turning to death, and you and I have to put a stop to it.